Hi, everybody. This is Shannon Price, the Mind Mechanic. I'm here to help you navigate your life and make positive changes for good. Welcome, and thanks for tuning into today's podcast. My goal in life is to change the way people see and treat themselves, to educate, empower, and evolve. I've dedicated a huge portion of my life to help each person become the best version of who they are, one step at a time, and to teach them how to do this for the rest of their lives. You and I have one thing in common. We want to constantly improve our lives and be the best version of ourselves. But many people have lived their lives pretty much the same way for a very long time. Stuck. You are capable of making the biggest transformation of your life. You really are capable of becoming unstuck. If you consider all the ways that we've made ourselves feel stuck, then becoming unstuck is just a change in perspective, a change of mindset and behavior. How would it feel if you couldn't find that feeling of anxiety or fear any longer because you know how to control it and take charge? So what is it that you struggle with internally? What is it that causes you the most external anxiety and emotion or action that you just wish would stop? Well, I know how to help you help yourself and make it stop once and for all. So what if you could spend just a little time with me to learn how to do that for the rest of your life? Today, I'm going to talk to you about bullying, and I'm talking about adult bullying. 1 in 2 people experience some kind of bullying at some point before their 20th birthday. And trust me when I say this, I know how difficult it can be to go through, especially if you don't fully understand the psychology of bullying. I've experienced some sort of bullying throughout my entire life. I never thought of it like that until it became sort of a thing to talk about in media. While adult bullying is fairly common, some studies say it's as common as childhood bullying, and I believe that. It doesn't really make its way into our conversation as frequently as childhood and adolescent bullying. Plus, there are more online resources available when it comes to childhood and teen adolescent bullying. But research on adult bullying usually focuses on workplace, higher education, etc., where you are as an adult. And it's not something that we really often talk about. So why isn't adult bullying more a part of our casual conversation? I believe that we talk less about bullying in adult situations because it does carry a greater stigma with potentially higher consequences personally than it does in childhood. Adult bullying can often be sneaky and maybe masked. The person being bullied carries shame and self-doubt, wondering if it's all in their head. And maybe they're likely misinterpreting what's going on, what's happening. The person getting bullied may likely be worried about the real life outcomes that can have long range and devastating effects. Loss of their job, relationships, or reputation. Because of this, adult bullying feels sort of, taboo, and it carries a lot of weight. So this is why it's easy to see that being bullied as an adult can probably be a really lonely experience. And bullying as an adult is related to significant mental and physical consequences, just as it is when it happens in childhood or adolescence. So there have been a lot of studies done from the 2000s which is not that, that's now, right? The 2000s, where the authors of the studies found that 30% of Americans will be bullied over the course of their careers, their adult careers. And this is a topic that can feel very personal. It feels personal to me, as I've had more than one or two experiences of being bullied as an adult, as well as a child and a teen. It's really interesting for me to reflect on the self-doubt that came up for myself, as I've always been a really confident person who goes for what I want. And if there's something I've learned over the years, it's that pretty much all of our experiences are shared with other humans. If I feel something, then there's a strong likelihood that many others do too. There's something sort of comforting in this awareness. Does it remind you of that old advice that we used to get back in school about speaking up and asking questions in class? If you have a question, you can pretty well assume that someone else does too. So generalizing this to our experiences, if I have the experience, I can assume so do many others. We're pretty similar. We're more similar than different, and our brain processes can mirror this in a lot of important ways. The times that I've been bullied as an adult was actually by someone actually younger than myself who perceived that they held greater power. Sometimes we might feel that we hold the world by the tail. Then something is said or done that can shrink that into maybe a small dot, or maybe disappears like completely. The times I've been bullied were mainly in person, but there was once that I was cyberbullied. So what's so weird for me is that I noticed my embarrassment as it arose, but I worked through it. I got information and regrouped. I figured out a new path for myself that limited interaction with the person doing the bullying, and that's either in person or online. So this made that person, in their perceived greater power, realize that what they thought was giving them power is that I'm a nice person. And my fault is that I want to please everyone. So that appears to them as a weakness, which is really not a weakness. And they take advantage of that. And I'm going to go more in depth about why that happens later on in this podcast. So adults, as well as children and teens who are bullied in school or at work, may suffer doubt in their own skills, sort of a social isolation. They may suffer from the abuse of power and misconduct perpetuated by someone holding maybe a higher rank in a particular circumstance. But it's nice to notice our growth when we are put back in that similar situation a second time. So, propelled by my own experiences and those of my clients, I feel compelled to spread awareness about getting bullied as an adult. It happens a lot more frequently than you might see, or that you might even think. It's more insidious and passive-aggressive than childhood bullying, because adults are more sophisticated in how they attack their prey. And that's a good way to say it. Attack their prey. Bullying is a behavior that is pervasive. It's perpetuated by some smart executives and people in high-ranking positions. Also, by people claiming to want to help you and build you up. There's often a power dynamic, but there doesn't need to be. And the recipient of that bullying often feels much more alone. And maybe they're carrying big shame on top of all the other costs of getting bullied. Many women who are my clients spoke to me about their stories of how they were bullied by other women, which is very common. So you may think, oh, it's men that are bullying women. Oh, let me tell you, in an era of women supporting women, this reality of women being bullies to other women can carry an extra sting, and be a lot more painful. It can leave you wondering, God, is something wrong with me to be the target of another female, another woman? Why does she seem to be supporting other women, but not me? What's she got against me? What's wrong with me? And often, because the individual doing that bullying is supporting of you in other ways or claims to support the voices of women, there is an additional doubt and there's fear of not being believed. So if you find yourself in the position of being bullied as an adult, here's some ideas that you might find useful to help you ride and ultimately thrive. And you can grow from this. You can grow from this very difficult experience. I've composed an ebook on the strategies that you might want to try and help yourself if you're being bullied. And that's going to be available on my website. However, the first and most important strategy is this. Take a stand. People who bully find their strength and power in fear and lack of their own self-worthiness. If you show fear or let your shame or embarrassment dictate your next move, this can give them more power. This can extend and fire up that bully. By speaking up either directly, using calm, assertive techniques, or talk to a superior who can help if you feel like you would benefit from more support, and let the bully know that they're choosing the wrong target. Remember, it's not you, it's them. It's that old saying, it's not you, it's me, right? But instead, it is them, not you. People will try to pull this false power move if you have things they don't, and they can see that you're happier than they are. So those things are maybe a good relationship, a career that's in line with your own passions, which they may not have, either one of those. A great tribe of friends and followers. Maybe you have talents in areas that they don't have or they don't pursue that they wish they would have. And there are so many reasons. But always remember who you are. And if you need help finding your confidence to stop that sinking feeling in your stomach or your chest, please contact me and let's stop it once and for all. So contact me at my website, which is www.spthemindmechanic.com. SP is my name, Shannon Price, just my initials, spthemindmechanic.com. You can also reach me at my email, which is controlfitness, all one word, at AOL.com. You can find all of my podcasts on your favorite listening sites. You can also find them on my new YouTube channel, which is Shannon Price, The Mind Mechanic, and on my website, which is www.spthemindmechanic.com/podcasts. Also, on my website, you can go and download the free ebooks and a free gratitude journal for a lifetime of helping you navigate your life. So, I will talk to you soon, and I want you to have the best life that you can ever have, and I'm here to help you get there. Thanks for listening today, and I will talk to you very soon. Thanks, everybody.